Hello, hello, and welcome back to Fate Extra. So, yeah, last time we figured out that the lively school we lived in is fake, and something off is going on. A holy grail war, if we saw there. So, without anything else, let's go ahead and explore this school as the actual main character, Hakuno. It's where Shinji sits. Shinji's desk is determinedly organized. Okay, it's basically the same comment as before. Whoop. Man, where is everyone? It's like a ghost town around here. Things are getting weird. They are indeed. I think this is the same dialogue, but I'm not really sure. It's been a while since I last played. That Leo guy. What the heck did he go? I thought I never thought he'd be the type to ditch class. There we go. One thing annoying about this section of the game is the annoying filter that goes on in here. Yeah, that's an annoying filter, alright. Let me just go ahead, there's no one here. You can go to the library if you want, but I don't think there's gonna be much of anyone here. Nope. And this is just nothing, we can't even interact with it. Yep, there's nobody there and there's nobody here. Yeah, it's basically just empty space at this point. There's really no reason to go around and explore. There goes Leo, and there goes the other guy. So yeah, in case you were wondering, this is during the same time as the other guy was just following Leo. The moment I stepped foot on the first floor, my feeling of unease intensified. There is a student wearing a red uniform. That is not a red uniform. Leo, the new transfer student. The instant I lay eyes on him, I immediately felt intimidated and humiliated. There was also someone trailing behind him. It looks like one of my classmates. The more I think, the more I realize that Leo isn't the only anomaly I've come across on this campus. There are other things that seem off as well. It's becoming clearer now. There are people who shouldn't exist. Students that mysteriously vanish. The fabric of reality is coming unraveled. Don't turn away now. What is the truth? Don't turn away now. What defies the world you know? Don't turn away now. There is a reason you're here. Come, do not allow yourself to close your eyes to the truth. Yep, here we are. We can, of course, keep searching the area. It's basically the same comments we had the other way. And I tried to open the door. A sudden burst of distortion ripped through me. I felt like my body was going to be torn apart. Attempting to go any further would be suicidal. I should turn around. Okay. It's the nurse's office. Same comment. We can try to go outside, but it's gonna basically be the same thing. Yep. It's basically the same comment. Let me take a look at the cafeteria just for 1 second. There you go, it's the same thing. No reason to just stick around. We already explored as the other guy who had no name. Leo and the other guy from my class are talking in the hallway up ahead. The attention to detail is impressive, even the surrounding air is surprisingly substantial. If that's the case, this world is in some way more real than the real world it appears. How about you guys? What are your thoughts on this? And yes, Leo was talking to us, the main character, as well as the other guy. You guys, for a moment I feel like he's including me in this comment. However, Leo began speaking to my classmates, seeming oblivious to my presence. Greetings, I believe this is the first time we have an actual conversation. They give a smile with no hostility. However, I have the suspicion that there is something malicious behind that smile. Attending school wasn't half bad. I've never had the opportunity to go to one before now. In that respect, this has been quite an interesting experience. However, the time for fun has come to an end. I did not come here to play at being a student. No matter how enjoyable the detour, eventually one must return to their appointed path. As for me, the time to do so has arrived. With those final words, Leo turns his back on me. Farewell. No, that's not quite right. I don't think farewell will be accurate in this situation. For reasons I cannot explain, I have the distinct feeling that we will see each other again. So I guess I should use more congenial see you later. Well, it's time for me to move on. I wish you the best of luck. He said as much, even going so far as to look in my direction. For some inexplicable reason, I'm not surprised that Leo knew I was spying on him. I'm trying to get things straightened up out in my mind when Leo suddenly disappears. And there goes the other guy. The student who was following him also disappears after touching the same spot on the wall. At the same moment he vanishes, my vision distorts and the shock threatens to overwhelm me. What is going on here? I wonder if this place is the source of my unease. And off we go. Like him, I place my hand on the wall, expecting to be drawn in. I see now that the way to the truth, to why I have these feelings, begins right here. I want to know. The atmosphere changes. There is a doorway, an entrance, where the concrete wall used to be. It is not something of this world. There is no doubt that the door leads to someplace unfathomable. I bid farewell to the false world and take my first step towards the truth. And here we are. And there is another dummy waiting for us. Yeah. An entrance to another world. Beyond this door, the previous statement perfectly describes the view before me. Walking behind me is a strange, silent attendant. It is to be my sword and shield for what lies ahead. A disembodied voice suddenly confirms my thoughts. Although I have yet to learn anything, I need to do something besides stand here. And off we go. At the very least, there might be some clues to this bizarre experience up ahead. I have no choice but to head into the darkness, with only this strange doll as my protection. The song that's playing now, I'm pretty sure it's the Game Over song. When you die in battle. So yeah, it's an interesting choice to play it here. Now we got a almost infinite corridor with some interesting effects going on here. Cubes flying by. Squares and cubes everywhere. This game, not this one, but I mean, yeah, this game and the next do like their very long hallways. It's kind of a neat trait. And there we go. You better get used to these walls. You're gonna be seeing them a lot. No longer the typical school campus. The floor and walls, the air, even the aura are slightly off. It wouldn't surprise me to see a monster pop up from the shadows. It's very much like a dungeon here. That's because it is. Welcome, potential master. With a shocking suddenness, a voice begins speaking. It sounds like it's coming from the empty sky above. If you are looking for answers, you must reach the goal now. Please step forward. Alright, and here we are. Now, at this section you can actually control the camera. Since this is a PSP game, you can only control the camera with the left and right bumpers and walk, since the PSP did not have an analog stick for the camera. That is an item box. This illuminated cube in front of you is called an item folder, or that. Inside of it is a farewell present of sorts for those about to face the upcoming trial. Touch it to open it. And we get an ether shard. It's an HP thing. Alright, time for your first battle. Before you go, this is an enemy program. It is programmed to attack on sight. Touching it will initiate a battle. But you won't actually fight as you are too fragile. The effigy given to you will fight in your stead. If your effigy is ever destroyed in battle, you will no longer be shielded from harm. To put it bluntly, you will die. And be very careful in battle. But there's no need to be afraid for now. Just do what I say and you'll be perfectly safe for the time being. First off, why don't you explain a little bit about battles? First of all, there are 3 basic commands that you can issue in battle. Attack, guard, break. Rock, paper, scissors. It is essentially the combat in this game. Each turn in battle is composed of 6 actions, and you'll need to tell your FHU what the strategy is to be. Yep, there we go. The enemy before you should be quite easy to defeat, and it will only perform break. Break, which is focused solely on power, shouldn't be too much of a problem against attack. Now use the attack command to destroy the program. Yep, and that's the thing, gotta do that. Alright, fine, I'll do it. There you go. And here comes one of my favorite things about this game. The soundtrack is immaculate. I do love the soundtrack of this game. And after 3 successful attacks, you get an extra turn to do a bit more damage. Except when they die, you don't get an extra turn when they die, obviously. So, how did it go? One thing to know is that each turn you'll have to plan a series of 6 moves that will defeat your foe. The goal is still far ahead. If you must bask in the afterglow of your victory, do so while moving forward. Yeah, and it's rock, paper, scissors attacks, defeats break, break defeats guard, guard defeats attack. Easy enough to understand. Here comes another one. Oh look, there's another program. You seem nervous. Perhaps you're anxious about fighting in another battle? Do not be alarmed. That enemy isn't strong enough to harm you. It will only use guard. Attack, I mean, yeah, you gotta use guard. Use the damage caused by an enemy attack. I'll trust you know this. Yeah, it's the same thing. Now that you know this battle will unfold, use the appropriate command to defeat the enemy program. I mean, to be honest, I think only one tutorial fight would have been enough. I think you're stretching a bit in this. But it's fun to see the puppet moves. You're not gonna see him much after this, so it's at least you can see the animations they did for him. There he goes. Yes, that's exactly right. As you have already noticed, performing 3 successful actions will result in a chain. By performing multiple chain attacks, you can perform a devastating follow-up attack on your opponent. That's the extra attack. While doing multiple chain attacks in the heat of battle may be difficult, the result make it worth the effort. Now please proceed. And we will indeed. Just give me a second. Okay, just checking. And off we go. You can see there's a lot of sea motif and fossils. You can see it down here. There are a lot of swords. Almost reminds me of a certain archer from Stay Night. Anyways, we keep going. We have the final enemy of the tutorial area. Well, final before. I think there's one more after this. Should be the fundamentals battle by this point, but I'll walk you through one last time. This one will use guard. Yeah, we gotta use break. Simple enough. Easy enough, right? Just break. You do less damage since you're breaking their guard, you know, but it still does a lot of damage. There's also ties in this game. I don't think they explain it in the tutorial, but you can also end in a tie. Depending on what action you do, you may or not take damage. Yep, there we go. Some as intuitive as observative you must have already noticed this. Each of the 3 attacks balances each other out, creating a situation where no attack is dominant. It's a rock, paper, scissors. There's not much else to do. That's just like covered the above absolute basics of battle, and the minimum info you'll need to know. Once you master the basics, all that's left to do is to test yourself in the battle and gain valuable experience. Now please proceed. One thing good about the upcoming remake of this game is the change in this battle system. I don't mind it, to be honest, but yeah, it's definitely a bit outdated. All of the enemy programs you've faced so far only use one move, which won't happen in a real fight. Like this is gonna be a read patterns and tendencies. Yep. Although considering your lack of fighting experience, I may be expecting far too much from you. But anyways, please give it your best. Right, it's basically reading patterns in enemies, right? Most enemies here are gonna be, you're gonna get one, or you're gonna get 2, or maybe I think 1. Yeah, the minimum you get is 1 free thing, right? So yeah, you gotta do the same basically. And you break, and you get an extra charge. Boom, and then the same thing. 1, 2, and 3. Simple enough, but that's just a tutorial fight. Good job. Alright then, please proceed to the final floor. There we go. And this is gonna be somewhere familiar, as you'll see in just a bit. Here we are again. I made it. At the end of the very long road, after going through a door that suddenly appears in the wall, the oppressive air of this place where the spirits of the dead still linger. Here's my goal, that's what I thought. Further in, it appears to be someone had collapsed. When I look into his face, it's the student who was following Leo just now. I call out to him, but I get no reply. I shake him in an attempt to wake him when I notice he's cut stone cold. I go as pale as the corpse before me, and I can no longer think coherently. All I can do is stare in bewilderment. Is it at this moment? The fallen effigy lying next to the male student comes to his feet with a clatter. After having to fight several enemy programs to get here, it's obvious that this thing is an enemy as well. Without warning, it suddenly twists around and comes right at me. Now, you might be thinking we can win this one, but no. It's gonna be slightly scripted. I think, yeah, it's scripted because you literally cannot see what the enemy's weaknesses are, so you can just do random shit like this. He does it. There we go. You might be able to beat him, but I honestly don't think it's worth the effort. The guy did attack. No, the guy did. Yeah, well, let's try it like this. See if it did anything. Nope, yeah, I see, and he changes the pattern. Anyway, see, and there's even. And we're dead. That's basically also a scripted thing. Seems you're liking as well. I can hear the sound of a distant voice. The time has come with your inevitable loss. If I will consider this round of preliminaries to be over. Farewell, I pray you'll find peace in your annihilation. This is the voice's final words to me. I don't have the power to protest. All I can do is stare on the floor and think I'm going to die here. Suddenly, at the edge of my now hazy vision, a number of brown-colored lumps seem to rise from the ground. Actually, it might have been I just noticed them now. They may have been here from the beginning for all I know. Those lumps are bodies in an untold number of fallen Tsukimihara Academy students. There they are. The failed one. The failures. Sorry about that. The guys before me wasn't the only one to fall. All the others made it here and died, unable to do anything. And in a very short while, I suppose I'll become one of them. Maybe I should just close my eyes now. I did all I could, so maybe it'd be better for it to end now. And you can actually refuse. Oh wait, no, that's actually the correct. I'm so used to doing the correct one, but yeah, just give up. My eyes lowered as if way down when my consciousness begins to fade, and I seem to melt on the floor. And just like that, I slowly fall into a deep slumber from which I will never awaken. And that's the second dead end we can get in this game. Game over. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna refuse to give up. I refuse to give up. I summon all my strength in an attempt to get back on my feet. However, as I try to move, an unbearably intense pain shoots through my entire body. It's if that's how it's gonna be. No, if this is. And yeah, I still refuse to give up. It's gonna just give the same bad ending, so no need to do it again. I don't want it to end it like this. I cannot ignore the intense pain coursing through my body. I've reached the point where I no longer see stars as my eyes feel like they're on fire. I feel like all five of my senses are being ripped off from my body. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of the pain. I'm afraid of losing my senses. I'm afraid of becoming a corpse. All the most terrifying thing, disappearing without a trace of my name or for any reason at all. It's not right that I disappeared here. My consciousness, shot through this wave of distortion, screams out against the injustice of it all. What is the purpose of suffering through those headaches, just to fade away here and now? What were all of this for if I just die here? Just fade here and now. I have to stand up. It's okay if I'm scared, it's okay if I'm in pain. I have to rise above it all. Because I have yet to fight my own volition and my own terms.
死の淵において恐れを抱き、恐れを飲みながらなお戦うか。見事だ。よくぞ言った。その願い、世界が聞き逃そうとも、世が確かに感じ入った。拳を握れ、顔を上げよ。命運は尽きぬ。なぜなら、そなたの運命は今始まるのだから。
Sound of breaking glass is accompanied by a light cutting through the gloom. I manage to move my weary body and aching head to see what's happening. I don't notice it before, but something was slowly rising from the floor in the middle of the room. That form. There she is. And there's the pose. Now, if you know anything about at least Fate Grand Order, you know who she is. I honestly, you know what most of the servants in this game are, which is kind of a shame, honestly. But what can you expect? This game is like almost 10 years old at this point, or more. Shit, this one came out in 2011, right? At least in the West. So yeah, it's more than 10 years old at this point. So yeah, you know all of these characters, but I'm just gonna pretend I don't know anyone. It appears it isn't much different from that human being, but clearly was different. But something was different. Literally so. The power emanating from it transcended that of any human or of any enemy I faced in getting here. The awesome power that seems as if I'd vaporize anyone it touches, swirls within my body, almost against my will.
では、改めてと答えよ。そなたが世のマスターか?
And you can also say no.
何? 意味がわからぬ。全く意図がわからぬ。ふむ。見たところ東洋人か? 謙遜は美徳というが、今は控えよ。世は寛大だ。一度のみなら間違いは許す。で?
I nodded almost reflexively in response to her overwhelming haughtiness. It seems to be more than compensated for her short stature.
歯切れの悪さは気になるが、火球の時だ。よしとしよう。契約の純潔、確かに受け取った。我が手を取るがよい。
I was mixing up Archer with her. If you say no, well, we'll see that later. If you say no to Archer, you will get an immediate bad ending. She takes hold of my hand and helps me to my feet. From the hand she has grabbed comes a sudden warmth and then a sharp pain, like I've been cut by a knife. On the back of my hand, as though tattooed, there's a strange symbol that looks like some kind of crest. Totally confused, I alternate between staring at the mark on my hand and the person setting this for me. And then, the effigy comes back to life. A noise behind me brings back my senses. Turning around, I see that the effigy from before is still there, now in a fighting stance. I wince uncontrollably, recalling my previous defeat at its hand. What an excitable master I have. Why are you so flustered? While I am by your side, have no fear that you may lose your way. Remember that victory is all that matters. My blade is the ultimate instrument. Even the muses themselves will bow before the sound it makes. Master, strike with my sword. Show me the extent of your abilities in this first battle.
えるがよい。
Yep, as you can see that
存分に舞うとしよう。
the subtitles at the top of the screen are added or added just in this perfect patch. In vanilla game, in an unmodded game, there is no subtitles, which make it a bit hard to understand some fights, since they actually give hints when some stuff is gonna happen, and also give some extra flavor in the battles, which is honestly a shame that they didn't translate that. I don't know why they did that. And they're not. She's dead. He's
そ
dead.
なたに拍手を。
And we get our first level up. Level 2. The battered effigy stops moving. There is no way it'll function after being effectively torn apart. That wasn't entertaining at all, considering how long I've been waiting for such a moment. I am truly unsatisfied. She continues to talk, however the sound of her voice doesn't quite reach my ears. The heat coming from the mark on my hand grew in intensity during the fight, and the resulting pain has become unbearable and burns through my consciousness. The mark imprinted in your hand is your command seal. It is proof that you hold dominion over a servant. You can use it to give free orders that must be obeyed. Pick him up with disposable strengthening spells. It is also proof of your participation in the Holy Grail War. If you lose it for some reason, you will die. Once again I hear that voice. I somehow managed to ignore the pain and listen to what it has to say. I can understand your confusion, but before I forget, congratulations. You have endured much to make it here. Now rest for a while. You've achieved your first goal. It was an incredible clumsy effort, to say the least, but that's what made it all the more entertaining. I've had this duty for a long time, but this is the first time I've seen a master as helpless as you. Nevertheless, be proud of your achievement. Your quick thinking came as a result of nerves and rashness. Thinking about it, the voice sounds like a 30-year-old man, and it's irritatingly smug. For some reason I can see the owner of the voice as a priest, dressed in a somber cassock. Oh, are you curious about my identity? I am honored that but I am insignificant. I am merely a part of the system. I am just a guide, tasked with giving a standard message and give the personality of a prior participant. I am no more than words, no more than the mountain you just conquered, no more than a record of the past. A record? So if I raise any objections to this voice, does it mean I won't receive any answers in return? Exactly. Well, this is unexpected. You have received a commendation, something about you having a light. I have no clue what I should say, who would say such a thing about me. But that short phrase struck my heart because for some unknown reason, I knew these words were sincere. As if I expect good things from you. It seemed like more of a command than an encouragement. Now, let us commence your baptism. You have proven yourself worthy of the honor. For most, the monotony of everyday life continues on without end. Your decision to look beyond the accepted and progress means you have earned the right to exist. However, you have but taken the first step. Be jubilant, young knight, for the Holy Grail War begins now. I have no idea what he's talking about. The Holy Grail War, the right to exist. That is correct. An object of great power once existed in the world, one that could grant any desire. People called it the Holy Grail War, and fought endlessly in an attempt to gain sole possession of it. This war, the system you find yourself in, is an evolution of those struggles. You stand at the entrance of a deadly struggle where many wizards will perish in pursuit of the Holy Grail. Listen, Magi, had I not bestowed upon the earth, bestowed upon the earth desire, you'd be merely saints capable of committing sin. Now fight to the death. The fiery throne of heaven will only receive those with the strongest desires. The voice reverberates throughout the hidden chapel, as if it were the voice of a god. Kill, Magi, Holy Grail that one grants wishes. These questions and more swirl inside my head and almost seem to carve themselves into my flesh. In a war, a weapon is needed. That is your servant. There's a spear that pierces the shield that protects. A heroic spirit whose purpose is to clear our way to the Grail. That is the one who stands beside you. There she is. I glanced over at the young woman in red standing next to me, who was looking into the sky. She is my servant. It seems you have decided, and with that decision as payment, I now open the gates to the Holy Grail War. The mark on my hand, my command seal, once again begins to become excruciatingly painful. It's over. I can't take it anymore. And down we go. I reach the limits of my endurance, and my mind starts to shut down. As I lose consciousness, I can vaguely hear the voice's final words. Now let the Holy Grail War begin. No matter the era, deciding who is worthy through battle is the divisive, divine providence of man. Magi who have been invited here by the moon, show me your true strength. And that's the end of the prologue, essentially.
ぬかるみの日常は燃え尽きた。魔術師による生存競争。運命の車輪は回る。最も弱き者よ、剣を鍛えよ。その命が育んだ己の価値を示すために。
And we are in the first week, the first selection, with a total of 128 masters, as opposed to the 7 in Stay Night. The sky burns, houses collapse into ruin, people fall to the ground, roads come to an end. The conflict started here. With this, the world that will be restored. It is here that I alone have survived. Don't remember, never forget. Oblivion is salvation and sin. Never forget. I was born from perdition. This must be a nightmare. This had to be somewhere. It could be anywhere. These events that occurred in the true memories of childhood. A torrent of blood flows, and a voice resonating with bitter resentment can be heard. Lives fade away without having fought. Friends, families, strangers, all gone. Soldiers with guns, families trying to hold together. A grotesque struggle up to the last, until a gentle peace descends as death comes to claim them. I could not accept all I have seen. The question of why never left me. Even with the divine between conflict and catastrophe, why did such a tragedy occur? No more importantly, why has this world been turned into a hell on earth? A gentle rain begins to fall. All things once living fade away, leaving only one behind. Amidst the helplessness and despair, their souls' last feeling are of rage and regret. The rain wets their cheeks as their eyes close one last time, dying forgotten and alone. Seeing this, I struggle to rise from the depths of death. I will not accept what I have been shown. If I can live again, I will definitely. But there are no second chances, and before long the rain has cleansed the scorched earth. Never forget, I was born from perdition. What that means, somehow, please don't forget it. It seems I saw some sort of twisted, distorted dream. Here we are at the school nurse, but something... school infirmary, but something seems off about this, don't you think? What are those patterns on the wall? With that, I wake up in the nurse's office. I must have collapsed and was brought here. So that world, the effigy that blocked my way, and the servant, all a dream as well? No, this nurse's office is far different from the one I knew. It's similar, but off somehow. So you're finally awake. I guess there is no limits to feebleness after all. While you were unconscious, I had naught but to stare at you while you slept. The overwhelming, unforgettable presence of someone suddenly appears before my bed. What I think to be a valiant young man garbed in crimson is actually, in fact, a young woman. But as this being is not human, any normal conclusion based on gender or look would be moot. But it's all for the best, as you have come in time for the start of the Holy Grail War. Incidentally, you are fully aware of what the Holy Grail War entails, correct? Now, if you've played this game or you know what a Holy Grail War is from all the other Fate media, you can just say of course and the server will skip everything. It's useful for like New Game Plus if you just want to get on with it. But for the first time, let's ask, what is a Holy Grail War? Holy Grail War? Never heard mention of it, but what is it exactly?
なんと
You know nothing of the Holy Grail War, and yet you somehow managed to become a master? Well, pitiful, ignorance is hardly a sin. I shall instruct you as I am able. Firstly, the Holy Grail War is said to have held the blood of a savior that has the power to grant wishes. Holy Grail. That Holy Grail? It's the basis of an entire body of Western religious history. A holy relic said to perform miracles that became well known within the Arthurian cycle. The original has been lost to time, and all that remains are base counterfeits. But no matter, the Holy Grail for which we are fighting is a different object altogether. Early on, the Holy Grail War was a name given to a ceremony Magi held to gain the Grail. In truth, it was a bloody melee from which the sole survivor would be granted the Holy Grail. In simple terms, the tournament you're now in is an approximation of the original Holy Grail War. The now new wizards have emerged in a time in which thaumaturgy has all but faded away. Magi, wizards. Though I can hardly believe that these words apply to me, it seems that others think of me as one. Whatever the case, this sounds like this Holy Grail War is a merciless fight for survival. You're hopeless. Here, to win is to live, to lose is to die. There is only one way to avoid death. The rules are simple. Two wizards are assigned to fight each other using their servants as weapons. The magus who loses to their opponent is stripped both of their command seals and their life. My eyes are drawn to my left hand, where I've been marked with the three strange symbols. You will face serious battles before you reach the Holy Grail. The details really don't matter. There are a number of minor rules, but the most important one is win. Simple, is it not? I thought it's that simple. Well, I have a million questions. At least I know the basics now. Hold on, give me a second. Okay. Whether I want to be here or not, I know I'm now a participant in this Holy Grail War nonsense. Indeed, as long as you understand the basis, that is enough for now. Now then, do you know what a servant is? Now, obviously, if you... Again, this thing can just skip the entire explanation, but let's go ahead. Sorry, I don't have a clue. You know nothing of servants either. Ah, that seems to be it seems that your ignorance is boundless. With an irritated expression, the servant before me continues to lecture me with subtle disdain. Servants are heroic spirits, called from the past. Oh my god, spirits called from the past to help masters win the Holy Grail War. Only those whose deeds are acknowledged long after the death become heroic spirits. A servant recreated here by the Holy Grail are drawn from those legends. From those legends endure. Servants are basically soldiers. They are to guide and protect the magus who summoned them. As per the rules of the original Holy Grail War, servants are divided into 7 classes. That's pretty debatable, even in this game, honestly. Originally, the classes of heroic spirits were hidden, but things have changed over time. Saber, Lancer, Archer, Rider. What were the others? Oh well, they aren't many important, only the Saber class matters. Also, these classes identify core skills only. Replicating every single skill would be impossible. A heroic spirit's main trait are aligned with a class and then given form. I'd be safe to assume that an enemy servant's class will give you clues about their powers. Furthermore, it is said that those of the Saber class are far superior to other servants. So then, allow me to test your knowledge. I'm sure you know which class I belong to, yes? We can mess with her, of course, and just say Rider. I can see your mind is often bereft of oxygen. How can you say anything but a Saber? And to imply that I'm a mere rider, though I am a skilled charioteer, I like them not. Now then, for this time forward, you shall refer to me as Saber. No honorifics are necessary, as you are my master. I will allow you to address me as an equal. Saber, her personality is going to be difficult to deal with, but she's definitely a worthy ally. Wait. If all servants are heroic spirits, I wonder who Saber was in real life. My true name, I have nothing embarrassing to conceal, and I'd be happy to tell you. But it'd be a disaster for an enemy here with to learn my true identity from you. So basically the same thing, the same excuse they gave Shiro to not tell what his Saber's name was. But if my name were to be known, it wouldn't affect my resolve or my approach to battle. I will share my name once I have learned a little more about you. But I understand how you're uneasy, and knowing nothing at all. Although I can't tell you my name, question not the truth of my word. As for the Holy Grail, all I know is that it grants wishes, and creates servants using figures from history. With you as Magus and I as my ideas of heroic spirits by your side, the Holy Grail will be ours. For now, let that truth put your mind at ease. Allow my sword to clear away from any doubts. And she's gone. Well, my sword disappears into the ether. However, I can feel their presence nearby. They must be staying out of sight, where they're not needed, so their identity can be compromised. But now, how their identity would be guessed just by their appearance is beyond me. And here comes the nurse. Hakuno, you're finally awake. I'm so relieved. You don't seem to have any injuries, so feel free to leave when you feel like it. Also, all of your memories have been restored by the Seraph. Do not worry. Any Magi that seeks the Holy Grail have their memories suppressed and given the role of a student. Only masters who manage to recover themselves are allowed to enter the main tournament. Now that you have gained your memories, please review them to make sure they're complete. Regain my memories? That's not right. Outside my name, I can't recall any of my past. I realize that everyone around me was forced to believe they were normal students. However, I cannot remember a single thing that happened to me before then. Your memory restoration failed. I cannot help you. I, Sakuramato, am a custodian, and I'm just a custodian, AI. My complaints were totally ignored. It seems like she can't act beyond her programming. Oh, I shouldn't give this to you. I should give this to you before I forget. She gives me some kind of portable terminal. I assume it's for getting messages and whatnot. As a participant, you should pay attention to any messages that appear in your terminal. Yep, that's your menu right now. Status bar, servant's current condition, matrix is information on other servants, equipment is our equipment, items is items, and system, you can save your game here. And here we are, so finally some bit of free roam. We really can't do much. Our main objective is to go to the rooftop after this, so let's go ahead and... Hello, Hakuno. Have you met Father Kotomine yet? Good luck with the tournament. I will test your limits. We can't just explore. The place we want to go is the roof, but the chapel is currently... I wonder if a service is being held now. But I try to move closer. Yeah, so... We can get in there later, but... Oh, and by the way, look at the sky. It's a bunch of binary code. Here comes the music again. The music of this game is pretty immaculate. Finally, the Holy Grail War is officially underway. Seeing as my memories were sealed away during the prelims, I am surprised I made it this far. And let me take a look at something. How long has this been going on? 25 minutes. Alright. Okay, so they only have one line of dialogue. The girls' bathroom. I don't really need to go right now. It's basically the same but reversed as the other guy. Alright, sorry, I'm back. My food arrived and I had to pause recording for a little bit. Right, it's locked. Actually, it feels like it is sealed shut somehow rather than merely locked. Alright, let me try to remember where we were. Right, still morning. We need to go to the roof, but before that, we can keep exploring a little bit of the new school ground and talk to everyone. Hey, you want to team up together? With you? first, how about you get on Shinji's level, then we'll talk. The guy's a jerk. It wouldn't be smart to partner with him. He'd stab you in the back, man. That is very true. And there's the red little line thing again. I've dived into a lot of virtual worlds, but this is the most real. My compliments to the Seraph. Sometimes wishes really do come true. I'm so grateful to be here. Anyways. If you want to hone in your victory, hone your body. Training does a body good, even in a virtual one. You look like the kind of kid who enjoys a good sweat. You like to feel the burn, don't you? And over here is the archery range. Not much here, same old. And what about you? What do you have to say? Of all the Harways, they said him. The Haraway family must be really serious about getting the Grail. Oh, didn't you know? Leonardo is sitting pretty to the next head of the Haraway family. He must be some kind of prodigy to be chosen as heir at his age. Anyways, we can keep on exploring. Yeah, as you can see, this is pretty much like everyone's been telling. This is a computer simulation. Hey, how are you? I didn't see you yet. So this is a real thing, huh? The vibe here is totally different from the prelims. I went up to the rooftop to get a look at the sky. You should take a look, it's pretty wild. That is the hint of the place we need to go. But I think, yeah, there we go. We can finally get into the cafeteria. Hello. In hell, money conquers all. Welcome to the Tsukimihara Academy Commissary. And we can buy or sell things. And right now, mystic codes are our master skills, which we can use separately from our servant skills. We can't afford this one, it's 2,000 points. Other than that, we can get the yakisoba bread, it restores MP. Right, servants and masters have separate MPs, but we'll take a look at that when we get to the dungeon proper. It is basically the same thing, only the curry bread costs less. This one there is a difference. Right, the ether shards are more powerful than the ether powder. Right now it's not really worth buying anything. The first floor has the first floor of the dungeon has a place where you can restore your health, so don't buy anything from here yet. Have you heard of Kotomini guy? I haven't seen him around, strange that. And we can't interact with any of the doors at this point. And here's the door we came through. The entrance is sealed tight. That's the door we came from. Pay attention, that door is gonna be important later. Anyways, we talked to everyone, we went to the church, let's go to the second floor. Hey, he's still here. Oh, you've gotten through. That's excellent. You have to see the Tsukimihara until you haven't seen her until you get to the rooftop. That's the second thing. Also, these guys in black uniforms are not masters. They are NPCs that are set up to help us. That's weird. I can get into the classroom. I guess I have to kill a bit of time. Yep, you can't. The rooms won't budge when I try to open it. I guess I can get in right now. We will be returning to this classroom later. I might look plain, but I was pretty well-known Spiritron hacker in my hometown. Though I see some people like Tosaka here, I may be out of my league. Little ghost child isn't here, so I wonder if we'll see her again. Nah, I'm sure they will just model her for a one-time appearance in the PSP game. Huh? Things seem stricter this round, kinda like the prelims. So, okay, all the student council types are NPCs, they're dressed in boring old black figures. If you have any questions, I'm sure they'll answer you, or die trying. Yep, just as I said before. And you're a master too. Don't come near, I have nothing to say to you. Understandable, you can see the various types of conversations that the masters have. There's not really nothing here, we can search this. Let's leave the library office, there's a sign posted on it. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Alright, I haven't showed you on the matrix yet. There she is. You can get information on our servant here. They're not much known here, except the keyword Astes Estus in the embryonic flame. As you can see, all our stats are E except anti-magic and migraine. Estes. I pretty much butchered that, I think. The Embryonic Flame, a handcrafted crimson sword wielded by Saber, when summoned by a master. The following inscription has been engraven in the blade: Regnum Caliorum et Gehenna. That's Latin, if anyone knows. Anti-magic C. Nullifies minor spells consisting of a chant of 2 verses or less, and effective against high-level thaumaturgy and decorator rituals. As Saber herself has negligent resistance to magic, the effectiveness of this skill is pathetically low, even by normal standards of the Saber class. A curse that was inherited from her place of birth during her mortal life. As a result of the crushing headaches inflicted by this condition, the effectiveness of mental skills decreases considerably. Another side effect that seems to concern Saber is most of the fact that it prevents her from demonstrating what she considers her divine talent for performing arts. Alright, and as obvious, there's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 servants we're gonna fight. So, yeah, it's we're gonna see how that works out in a bit. Anyways, go to the 3rd floor before going to the roof. There is no... Oh, there she is. Ah, she was just in a different floor. Lady, you're a master too. And she doesn't say much of anything. Okay, that's pretty much it. We're gonna see her a bit later. And over here, there is her. Ah, man, these poppings are a bit weird. I gotta get closer to them. It is... Oh, she's talking. Okay. Alright, time to go into the rooftop finally. Hello, Tosaka. I've investigated the school from top to bottom, but there's nothing unique about it. The girl pats the walls and floors, murmuring something to herself. We've never met, but she can't be anyone but Rin Tosaka. She has a nice face and figure, gets good grades, and is popular in the Tugimihara Academy. From what I hear, she even makes Shinji jealous. However, she became popular while the school was at peace. Things are different now. That defiant gaze is nothing like the vacant smile of a popular kid. The Holy Grail War. Before I knew it, the school had been turned into a battlefield. Rin knows it too. Yeah, I haven't registered yet before, but we're all predators now. It's kill or be killed. I have to acknowledge that as the truth, even if I don't want to. Hey, you over there. Her eyes soften as she looks at me. Yeah, you. I haven't checked the NPCs out yet. I know, it's a simple way. Don't move. Unexpectedly, her fingers reached out and touched my cheek. She was doing that to the same guy, to the other guy, too, and apparently she was just trying to check out how the NPCs feel. Such thin, delicate fingers. I realize how remarkable it is that such a strong gaze can come from an innocent frame. Imagine that. You're warm, though it shouldn't be. Huh? That's weird. Seeing a red cheek flush like that. Her face is just 3 centimeters from the tip of my nose. But my heart races at the closeness. Her breath exhales warmly against my cheek, and her hair tickles my bare neck. Her pat down of my shoulders and stomach seems playful compared to the harsh gaze from earlier. Transfixed, I am unable to move as the pale fingers slide over me. Interesting. You're more well built than I had expected. You look and feel real, maybe more real than most people. Hey, what are you laughing at? It's our advantage to look into everything, even the NPCs. She looks behind her, scowling. Although invisible, and there I will say invincible, her servant must be there. Huh? She's a master too? No, a master should be more... Oh, wait, that means when I felt up... She must be thinking about it now, because she's blushing, as am I. How embarrassing. Shut up! I can make mistakes too, you know. Don't call me a pervert. I'm pretty sure she was addressing an off-color comment coming from her servant there. It could have been my imagination, or a hacker such a detail NPC could rarely exist otherwise. Anyways, you're to blame for being confusing. You're too bland to be anything but an NPC. Nothing but a blank look in your face, even now, where the prelim's too boring to jog your memories? She touched a subject that I would rather not think about, even in jest. It kind of grinds me to a halt. No way, your memory still haven't returned? That's really not good. Once you enter the Holy Grail, the only way out is to win. Leaving prematurely isn't allowed. Even without memories or previous battle experience, you still have to fight. Oh well, it doesn't matter. You'll be defeated in the Holy Grail War soon enough. As the concern disappears from her voice, I glimpse the real Tosaka, my opponent in the Holy Grail War. It isn't personal. She considers everyone in the Holy Grail War her enemy. An impudent blow, but it piques my interest. You'll be an intriguing foe, should you have the courage. Those are fighting words, Master. When we meet her in battle, I will give her an answer to them. Unlike my servant, I have no way to respond to my future rival. I have to win. Now that I know what's at stake, I have to win. Well, I guess I pity you. You're not cracking into the system and destroying it, we're hacking. I don't know what's on the other side of the Seraph wall once it goes down. Did your soul get jarred after you made it to the main event? If it's lost or unreadable, then how about you investigate later? Well, in any case, you don't look like you're cut out for fighting. Thanks to excitement or nerves, everything feels unreal, no matter if you have memories or not. You can't help feeling you're in a dream. It'll be hard to win feeling so disoriented. So I've lost my memories. Who am I? What's my story? What am I even doing in this Holy Grail War in the first place? All I know is that I'm a master, with the servant at my command. And evening. And what do you have to say? Once your opponent has been decided, it's like a tournament has officially begun. What? You don't know who you're fighting? You better go find Father Kotomine. I logged in on a whim and somehow made it through the prelims. Must be a prodigy or something. My first opponent is Tosaka, but I'm not too worried about it. I'll take her out in a flash. Oh, buddy, I'm so sorry for you. Hey, Kishinami, remember me? We're in the same class in the preliminaries. Of course. Don't worry, I don't have to pretend. We're both supposed to be playing default anime avatars. People with custom avatars like Tosaka and Shinji must have some seriously mad skills. In the classroom, there are ball pens for masters, where everyone here must be a master. Everyone looks so strong, I hope I can keep up. Which is just the same thing, right? Nope, yep, it's the same thing, yep. Father Community must be an NPC, like, he's the head honcho of the black shirt or something. He's definitely not human. Well, not humane at least. Well, that's the truth. Father Kotomine, find him yourself. He's putzing about the school. He is downstairs. And Taiga as well. Hello, Taiga. Hey there, Hakuno. You'd be willing to do poor teacher a little tiny favor, right? Of course. Thank you, you've made my day. So, my favorite Kendo sword has up and disappeared. I stashed it in the supply room, but it somehow managed to find its way into the arena. Since I can't go there, I need you to go get my Kendo sword and head it over during the first round. I'm not here all the time, so you'll want to check in every now and then. Thanks again! These are the Taiga side quests. They're the same in every playthrough, but you'll get different rewards depending on your servant. It's nothing really useful for battle, but it's a nice little thing. You'll see in a bit. Congratulations, you have been deemed worthy of participating in the Holy Grail War. You may call me Father Kotomine. I am an NPC assigned to the task of supervising the Holy Grail War. As of today, you and your fellow Magi have been given the honor of fighting in the arena up ahead. The war is run as an elimination tournament, with the Grail being awarded to the last person standing. Right. In other words, the participating masters will kill each other until there is only one person left. Simple enough to understand, yes? Even a complete idiot should be able to understand the rules. Masters get a 6-day preparation period before elimination battles, which occur on the 7th day. I advise you to use this time given to decide the most effective means of slaughtering your foes. On the 7th day, you and your foe will fight. The winner lives and the loser dies. The winner lives and the loser is deleted. If you wish to make a query, speak now. The right to ask about the rules is given to all. Well, let's go. How do I survive this? As I've already explained, after 6 days of preparation, you must kill your assigned opponent. You have chosen your servant to use as a weapon to that very purpose, have you not? Preparation period. Of course, the other masters are given the same time to prepare for battle and to kill. As for how to prepare, I cannot help you. Do whatever you feel is necessary. About the terminal. The terminal will relay any message generated by the system which governs the Holy Grail War. It is the curse of wisdom to pay heed to any message you might receive. I'm as prepared as I can be. I see. Good luck then, Something troubling you? What was that? You have yet to be informed of your first round opponent. Wait just a moment. Strange. There seems to be a system error. I will locate your opponent by tomorrow. One last thing. Masters that continue to advance will be given a private room. Your room will be located in classroom 2B. Please enter this password into your terminal. Well, the time for conversation has come to an end. The door ahead leads to the arena. For today, concentrate on becoming accustomed to the inner workings of the arena. The arena entrance uses the same door you went through during the preliminaries. Good luck. And that's that, basically. And let's go ahead and enter the arena. Everyone's basically the same. You're a master too. I know things have kicked up, but man, there are a lot of people here. Honestly, you look really absent-minded. You better pull it together if you want to win. Oh, this one, they're gonna pay attention to this couple people here. There are like mini side stories to the NPCs. I mean, masters, not the NPCs. You know what? These guys, the ones in our uniform, not in black, which are gonna be interesting to see. You know, I decided to participate with my honey here, and we were able to get through the prelims. I have to gather as much information as possible for my honey. I entered into this war thing with my darling, and we both made it past the prelims. Behold, the terrifying power of love. Maybe you should find someone to help you out too. Ah well, maybe one day. For now, let's head in. Master, once inside the arena, if you leave it, it will signal the end of the current day. I recommend you to complete all your shopping and data gathering before entering the arena. I understand, thanks. Let's go in. Go in. This is the arena entrance. Should I head inside? Go to the first floor. The arena is where you are allowed to battle whenever you feel the need to fight and train. Enemy programs created by the Seraph roam the arena, but fear them not, for I am by your side. Since this will be your first time in battle, I recommend not going further than that enemy there today. So yes, here we are, in the arena. So there aren't many, oh, there we go. Yeah. We'll heal both Master and Servant. Note, only on the first floor, the first Chimeric Lunar Sea. Yep, so in easy, these ones appear in all of the floors. This one only appears in the first one, so you might as well try and get a few levels on here. Let's go ahead and try to beat the first guy. An enemy comes. If you were, you can use an item by pressing square. You can do so in battle too. If I am ever injured in battle, please use whatever items necessary to assuage both our worries. Yeah, you can use things. Alright, so let's just go in and fight. Alright, so this is a Klein. They have they can have a lot of different moves, but most of them are just break. So just to test out the waters, just go ahead and do fight. Okay, so it's a break, break, guard, guard, break, break. Right, now that we know what he does, it's gonna be basically the same. So, this. Yeah. They have 3 patterns and they alternate between all of them. So you can just go ahead and just use this. I'm gonna go ahead and fight every enemy at least once, then I'm gonna gonna grind a little bit to get a few levels, and I'll come back later. So for now, let's just explore the whole map. There's an item folder over there, and there is another one of these. Again, we don't really know what they're gonna do, so honestly, the safest one you can do is just do this, then guard. No, not break, guard, then attack, then guard. Because this is the only way you're not gonna get hit. Okay, so this one is the one where he only uses break. We were unlucky there. We really are a bit, getting unlucky on these rolls, aren't we? Yep, that's the one I thought he was gonna use next. I don't really know if it's the more times we defeat an enemy or the more times we gain levels. And we're almost at another level. Now, for each level, you get, what do you see? Let me take a look at the status. You get skill points. The skill points are distributed. You can distribute them, I mean, in a later date, when we unlock a certain area. I'm trying not to spoil much, but it should be close enough after we complete the area. Right, in this area, let me take a look. Right, we have the map. We can't find her sword here, it's past this guy. But there's really nothing to worry, we can go back here day 2. Okay, he has attack, so now we know he has attack on the left, on the last attack, so go, guard, break, attack, guard, there we go. And this is a perfect thing. You still get a little bit damage, but it's not all that much. Also, if you pay attention during her animations here, they are the animations used in her Fate Grand Order sprite, which is kind of fun. And we are level 3. We get more Master NP, more Servant HP and MP, and we get more skill points. And that is basically the turnaround we get. The enemies will respawn after a little bit of time. Oh yeah, we can by pressing circle, the camera gives a complete 180. Yeah, we can just go ahead and heal over here. There's no need to use things. So yeah, I'm gonna cut the footage here. Gonna at least try to get level. Let me see. What level do we need? 5. Yeah, I think level 5 should be good enough for now. And yep, that's gonna be it. See you in a little bit. Alright, that's that. We are officially level 5. It took a little bit of like how much you 6 loops around the thing. Luckily, the emulator has an accelerator, so we don't have to waste all that much time waiting around for the things to respawn. And yeah, let's go on ahead and go back since we can't do much over here. Yep, we will be returning tomorrow. Yes. Get me out of here. And this is our room. We'll basically be spending here the whole day, the whole time with our servant. We're gonna basically just sleep on the floor at any rate, so I hate to tell you this, but I must. While we're in the arena, I found I could not access my full power. Because of your deficiencies, I am unable to manifest my full glory. But do not worry yourself, having my original abilities available for use is not important. There is no shame in being a novice. In fact, the possibilities for what you may become are exciting. Tomorrow we'll make another effort in the arena, and we'll improve together little by little. It's a trivial matter. As long as you have me, we'll keep going. And that's the things we have for now. Do you want to save your progress? Yes, indeed. And we're gonna leave it at that for today. Alright, everyone. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Where next time we'll figure out who the hell we even have to fight, since we don't even know that. And we're gonna go ahead and continue on with the arena, explore everything, get Tiger's sword, and yeah, that's gonna be it for now. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.